The potential of people in this world is very high.
What are you talking about?
In Narresh as a setting. Because it's like you can get in Titans where you just have people who can casually go hunt a dragon solo dolo.
Well, there are very few people that are in that category.
Almost made me swallow my gum.
All right. So, when last we left our heroes, they had been sent reeling from multiple assaults on their personages. We had people attacked by assassins, people who attacked assassins, and then people who confronted the leader of those assassins. We had buildings getting burned down, and all manner of uh, communications have happened. But it all leads to this: the second day of the tournament, the day in which it's Simon faces off against a pack of hyenas.
Let's hope Simon has better luck.
Count, please tell me these are all normal-sized hyenas.
Um, well, if you look across the battlefield to your opponents, she says, sliding the camera. Um, you got. Oh, what's on it? You have four normal sized hyenas and two giant hyenas.
Well, variety is the spice of life, I suppose.
All you have to do is protect this meat covered mannequin in the middle of the battlefield from these hyenas for how many rounds was it?
It was 3.
3 rounds.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say right now.
I got my work cut out for
What?
me.
Yeah, she started my video.
Alright.
I turned it back off.
Is everyone ready?
I should probably mute because I'm not here for this fight, so my
Same
commentary
here.
would not be the most appreciated.
Yep, neither of us are there, so yeah, we should probably mute since we're on the other side of town. Since I'm training your son in the ways of the street rats.
The way of the street rat. Papa, you've hired a sneak thief, and they're doing sneak thief things. Oh, great. Okay.
Jeff, if I say I'm going to mute, that's not the best time to pitch a joke.
Nope, definitely not.
Alright. So, the initiative from last time counts, right?
Yeah, I just have to roll the initiatives for other hyenas. Alright. They all rolled very badly. Except for the the first hyena who tied with you.
Yeah.
What's
Simon
your
Dex mod is +2, so just a little bit faster.
yeah. So
Okay. So Keontae. The statue is not this target dummy is not like bolted into the ground or anything, right?
No.
Okay. So. Oh, nope. Zoom back in. First things first, Simon is going to move.
Hold on, I gotta. There we go.
Alright.
Is there a way that I can?
And then he's going to activate one of his racial abilities. Adrenaline.
Uh, as long as you're moving towards an opponent.
Doesn't specify that. I just... There it is.
No, it doesn't. It's not like
Yep.
the full orc one. Did they change it?
I'm using the one from Mordenkainen.
Yeah, they probably changed it then.
And for my regular action, I will pick up the guy and hold him over my head.
Alright, you pick it. You pick them up. Oh wait, I'm using the wrong thing. Gotta zoom in. I need to change the camera.
Oh. That also reminds me. 2 temporary hit points from Adrenaline Rush.
Oh, that's the wrong button.
It's equal to my proficiency bonus. That'd be 3, actually. Okay. There we go.
Alright, I'm marking it as restrained, as you are now carrying the dummy and getting covered in blood and drippings.
Alright, that's it for my turn, because I can't do anything else.
Alright. Hyena number 1. Hey, what's their movement speed? Oh yeah, 50 feet. 50 feet? Hyenas are ridiculous in D&D.
Hey there, pal. Buddy. Laugh it up.
It's going to bite. The hyena attacks with its bite. Yeah. A natural 20.
What the fuck did I...
What did you do to hyenas in a past life?
I don't know, but they're coming back for vengeance.
Alright, that's 6 piercing damage.
Okay, I'll mark it down.
It crunches down on your ankle.
Keep
with
in
enough
mind,
bite force to break a bone.
ow.
But thankfully, your armor or whatever boots and stuff you're wearing between its teeth and ankles, it's not able to gouge that deep. Unless you
Yeah.
guys do want to do injuries on crits.
Nah, I'm good.
No, we should leave it up to a vote by everyone. Do you guys? Who wants to do injuries on crits?
I don't know what that means.
It basically, I have an injury table that I roll on whenever you guys get below a certain amount of health.
As a guy who has been brutally maimed several times in the past, my answer is no.
Anyone
We should
else?
hurry up, go show dad.
That is very cute.
Okay, so what is it?
Basically, if you or an opponent scores a critical hit, it will result in an injury, which I roll on one of these injury tables. I have injuries for piercing damage, force damage, slashing damage, fire damage, basically any kind of damage type you can think of. I have an injury table for it.
So we roll to decide how we're going to be injured by fire or how we're going to be injured by.
It's essentially it's basically just a table that you roll and see what kind of like. Let's say, so you got bit. This is essentially what killed the cobalt that you hit with your whip. It's because they dropped to the red with their hit points. They incurred a injury. Like essentially because they became bloody, they incurred an injury. Like, let's say, hey, for in this case, it'll be the hyena draws the result from the piercing. Back there's teeth. Oh my! Treat piercing wounds generally as they are likely to be painful and make movement and action more difficult in general. Or further foul left untreated is suggested, and so on and so forth. Alright, so in this case, if the injury, this injury causes damage, which in this case was 5 damage. Severed small nerve. While in the small appendage table, you feel a stabbing pain in your appendage, and then an instant numbness. The appendage is non-functional and will not heal properly without surgery. Treatment
Oh shit.
is essentially like if this were the result, I would then roll on the small appendage table and 2 random toes.
Oh
So
well,
so essentially,
I liked the first option.
The big problem with it is that it can also sometimes if I don't know if Keontae still has it in there, but the like ones that cause instant death.
no, I removed the instant death ones. Now there are
Okay.
still ones that will deal additional damage, like the slash that the slash to the major artery that Adarby caused, which dealt additional damage on top of it. This one doesn't, but there are some that do.
Mm,
The most
My
it'll be is like bleed damage, where you'll take a certain amount of bleed damage until you're treated.
I'm a fan of it. That's a before campaign kind of thing.
Yeah. So what I'll do then, It'll only be for when you guys get severely injured, as in you go into the red on your hit point bar.
Okay.
Okay, that's a
Okay.
fair. I'm willing for that.
Well, that's what we had agreed on before, or with the injury table. Now, that was a different injury table. Well, this one is actually integrated into the system. Um, that other entry table did have instant death things on it too. So
Hmm.
I'd say also maybe take off the ones that do add extra damage, because if we are going into the red, then that extra damage could be the between life and death.
Yeah.
that's
But
supposed to be
at,
the
at
point.
least make sure that you're signaling us or letting us know that that's where we're at,
Yeah, I will
so that we're
announce it.
walking
It-
blind.
Yeah, I'll announce it. I can even give you guys access to the macros if you guys want to just roll it yourself. I should be able to do that.
Yeah, that should be possible.
I'll have
That
to.
would probably be more satisfying if we trigger the injury that we get to see what we did to them.
Not leave it to fate.
Well, we're leaving it to fate, but we're the
You're the
ones
one
rolling it,
clicking the
not
button.
Keontae.
But
It's
if I can intentionally, you know, allow someone to hit, my arm instead of a major artery, that'd be great. And me being able to roll for it,
Well,
I the idea of Keontae rolling, but us being aware of, that it's being rolled and what's being, done.
well, the idea would just be like if you were to get a critical hit and trigger it you would be the one to roll on the table to see what it is. It's,
Yeah, but he's asking if that's what we want to do or not. I'm saying I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want to roll for that. I would prefer
uh,
him roll.
well,
it's
I'm
not
the
going to
opposite. I would
change
prefer to roll
the.
for it.
It's
Yeah.
not going to change the results. It's just you feel more in control if you're the one clicking the button.
Yeah, but I feel like I shouldn't be given that type of
All right.
I think if you're the one doing the attack and against their enemy, you should be able to roll it. But if it's the enemy that's going against you, then the GM should roll
That's fair.
it. That's my take.
Because then you
Is that
cause your
not what was being described?
no. What's being described is if anytime you get to this point in the red, that you get a chance to roll for how you're going to get hurt. But
Oh,
if you're the one causing your own demise, then yeah. If someone is attacking you, I think that should be based off of fate. So that's fine. Beyonce can roll for those when the person is attacking us, and we can roll for ourselves when we're attacked, and it causes us to get hurt,
Hmm.
like accidentally falling off of a cliff while you were trying to hit someone.
Well,
All
the
right.
fun thing is the same generator that has these injuries also has just stuff for, you know, pretty much everything.
Hmm.
What
I'll
state
have to
Do
I'll have to figure out.
I mean,
we?
what are the odds that we're going to need it again today anyway?
We got 5 more to go. Got
Yep.
5 to go.
We've already taken one.
Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right, Keontae. Do what you gotta
So
do.
first giant hyena. Hmm. She is going to Oop, I need another turn. She does not seem interested currently, and is currently just laying on the ground,
Okay.
sort of waiting to see if this meal is worth it. It Her and her friend, they're waiting to be fed, so to speak.
Hmm.
According to their info page, when they're leading a pack of smaller hyenas, they tend to wait in the back unless something dangerous comes along. So they're currently waiting to be fed at this point. They want the smaller hyenas to bring food to them,
Okay.
so they're just laying down. Alright. Hyena number 2. I gotta sweep around. Oh, where is it? This.
50. Why are they so damn fast?
It's going to attempt to pull the guy from away from you
Hmm.
because it has a friend within 5 feet. Back tactics.
Damn.
So, well, this is a. Does it count for grapple checks used as a?
Nope.
No, because it's an attack equivalent action. It's not a attack action.
Yep.
Alright, it's gonna still try and grab it. It's gonna be you're gonna have to contest it with a. Actually, I can do that from here.
Hmm.
Alright, it's using its acrobatics.
Okay.
What would you like to use?
Hmm. I'm probably gonna go with athletics.
Alright, athletics.
Yeah.
Alright. With a request, I'll go in and hit the hyena.
Okay.
Alright, there's a normal roll. And 8.
Normal. 18.
Alright. You sort of use your foot that's currently not being. Well, no, you're gonna straight hand it and just sort of keep its jaws at bay from the dangling leg of this mannequin.
Oh, no, no, no.
Alright.
You don't get to. No.
Hyena number 3. Alright, it's gonna come over here. Here, seeing what its friend is doing, it's going to go for a bite at you.
Hmm.
This time, pack tactics does apply.
Yep. It does.
Does a 17 hit?
I think so. I think Simon's AC is only a 15. Yep.
Alright.
Fortunately, it's just a regular bite, though.
Yep. For one piercing damage as it's gnawing at the same leg, but like a little bit lower, so it's getting more boot than it is leg.
Ow.
The crowd is very mixed on what on everything going on right now.
Mm.
This guy's going to circle around and try and grab at the dummy again. It seems like the
Mm.
two at your feet are trying to run interference for the other two.
Okay.
Alright. It's good. Acrobatics or athletics?
Athletics for me.
Okay.
Do.
Ooh, a 15.
Alright. Ah, 13.
Alright. It manages to grab a hold of the arm. And it's like pulling on it. So while you're holding off the one on your right, one comes on your left. If as you're like trying to keep the mannequin away from the one on your right, it grabs the arm of and next round is going to be a contested strength roll to keep them from getting it away from you.
Okay.
Alright. Roll me a roll me just a charisma check to see how well you're putting this to the crowd.
Hmm. Straight charisma, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ability check. Normal.
This is the
Eh,
first match of the day. People are well, they're excited just because things have started,
Mm.
but they don't seem to be excited because of what you're doing.
Mm. Okay.
As we come back around to your turn.
So, for I'm gonna do a thing, and that first thing is go into a rage as a bonus action.
Okay.
The second thing I will do is use the armored ball gown's ability to
No, I forgot you had that.
yeah,
You take your
that is
you take your Dapper Jacket's tailcoats and you're just gonna spin with them.
yep. I need all of the ones around me to make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw, and they'll take 3d6 slashing damage on a failure or half as much on a success.
Wait, hang on, make sure I
I also don't know how to roll. Do I just type in like /R 3d6 for this one?
yeah. And you
Okay.
said it's a dex save.
Yeah. DC 13.
Alright, let's see how they do. Hyena, all but the hyena that you're strong arming, think fail. For some reason, it's
Is that not how it works?
it. I don't. The roll didn't pop up.
Dexterity saving roll, throw.
No, that
What
came
roll?
up. It's the damage for the gear that I'm using. No, that's just
slash R. Did that? I think that should work. Either that, or you might have to use the dice thing. I actually don't remember how.
there we go.
Alright,
13.
And is it halved on a success?
It is halved on a success.
So that's 6. How much
Yeah.
health does a hyena have? Not that much. So you guys, those of you that are currently at the arena, watch as this Simon goes into like rage. Like, what does your rage look like as you're going into it?
I imagine it's like a bunch of weird ghost animals and like orcish warriors just kind of explode out of them.
As they do, he spins around and you see these spectral blades extend from the bottom of his waistcoat and slice all the hyenas in half.
And for my last and final trick, since that was my bonus action and my main one, Simon is going to move I'm just gonna move 40 feet away from the big boys over there.
Like as you do this, their heads went from da, 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 I'm just waiting for my dinner, and then they just see the, all the other ones collapse as their heads and torsos and other various parts of their bodies these fall to the ground. And
Yep.
is that your turn?
That's Simon's turn. Oh, fuck. God, I hope I'm far enough away. That, like, I don't. It's weird to see things explode around Simon because he's not a magic user, but those guys just got hit by, like, a shrapnel grenade.
I accidentally removed it from combat.
Oh, that's great. Do they go home?
No.
No.
What? I can do that. I can add, but I can't remove conditions. What is up with that?
No idea, man.
If you click on if you click on the token in the top right, the condition should appear, and you can right click it to remove it.
He's running to the house on me.
Looking where?
Like if you have the token selected in the top right where the menu is, there should be some symbols on the top that you can select.
Yeah, that's what I use, but it's not letting me unselect them.
You should be able to right click to remove them.
I have been attempting. Well, it's going to use half of its movement to stand up, and then it's going to move forward.
Mm.
And then the other one's going to do the same thing. Alright. Round 3. All you have to do is get the thing out of here, or keep it away from them for here, 1 round, and the handlers will come in.
Okay. Well, if
Oh wait,
that's the
go ahead and roll your charisma.
yeah, I gotta please the crowd that's not down here. Oh well, I'll try it anyway. COL. Regular ability check, right?
Yes. Alright. The crowd is the crowd is surprised by like they've never seen like someone of your persuasion could just do something like that that just takes out a bunch of things all at once.
Hmm. Neat. They're gonna be even more surprised when I run away like a little bitch. I'm just gonna go 40 feet this way. Alright, that's it. I'm done.
Right.
And I'll end my turn there.
Alright, the first hyena, they're going to double move, then run up to you, while the second one is gonna single move.
Mm.
But as it's coming up to you, ooh, go ahead and give me a charisma.
Alright. Ability check. Go. It's a normal one, right?
Yeah.
Oof.
Like the crowd is literally booing you as his as his thing is running up to you. Like you see the people in the stands above you start throwing like stuff down at you. Ooh. But right before it clamps its jaw around you, a big flowing net wraps around its face, and then the other one, and they start getting dragged away.
Right? Whew!
Alright.
Not the most impressive show, but it did work.
Why did they stop it?
Alright. A referee comes out to examine your dummy,
Mm.
and like they look at the arm that was grabbed by the hyena, eh, and they declare no, no damage to the mannequin, only to the clothing. Full points.
Oh, fuck me, that was stressful. Okay, good.
Like you see, as the hyena that was in your face is getting dragged away, it narrows its eyes at you and licks its lips, and it giggles a little.
Fuck you. Maybe next time. So, advanced to the next day, but did not leave the crowd as happy.
No, the crowd didn't really enjoy that performance as much as they did your first one.
Alright, Simon will head out, and I guess he'll probably stay and watch some of the other matches throughout the day.
Yeah, nobody's match is the last one of the day, so um, the you get to see quite a few. So the person after you has to deal with velociraptors and
Oh,
a
I
single
figured.
Deinonychus,
Oh no.
and they like they're this big paladin-looking thing guy with a big shield and a big club, the and he squishes quite a few of the velociraptors. They're tiny. They're simple to kill. So, but the Deinonychus is gets the mannequin and drags it off like 30 feet before he's able to wrestle it back from him, getting chewed up a bit by the raptors. He uh, he definitely doesn't get full points. And, another match is um, servals. Um, I don't know if you know what a serval is.
They're like a big cat, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the smallest of the big cats. So yeah, they're very nimble, very quick, and they send like 10 of them out against this half giant guy who he puts up this like big wall of earth to try
Mm.
and stop them, but they climb over the wall pretty easily. And then now he has them raining down on him from like above.
Ah, damn. Oof.
Uh, Another match is a abjuration wizard. It, he puts up a wall of force and just sits there as a small swarm of like giant rats that's it's like gnawing and biting at the shield as he's just sitting there reading his spell book.
He is also the lame it out group. Mm. Alright.
Most of the matches, it's mixed. This challenge is a little bit tougher than just kill the things. Is although there are people that do go that route and just kill everything in the arena. Like a couple of people do start their matches with fireballs,
Mm.
which kill most of the small things in the that are coming out of the other side of the arena. But Like even some of the people who do that still don't make it because the bigger things that are mixed in are able to survive or dodge it and then get past them because they were expecting the fireball to work.
Yeah. They over relied on one gimmick.
One of the sorcerers who tried this tactic actually loses a leg, and the whole time he's getting carried off, he's like, "But fireball solves everything. Why?"
It's not gonna fix your leg, is it? Uh,
Um, Give me a perception as you're sitting and watching these things.
If it helps, sounds like I got a new customer.
Alright.
And since Adarpi's there too, you can give me a perception as well.
Perception check, go! 18.
Oh, mine's purple.
Yeah, it's by default it's set to whatever color you set your character color to. So we got the 3 dice last time.
I mean, fireball in the right way can fix a broken leg, but you need the right feats to do it.
You know. Um.
Sorry, what?
Anyway, both of you guys notice this, and you notice a very drunken and disorderly, the tan-skinned, red-haired lady with an eye patch and a missing leg in the noble's booth, who obviously she's not cut out to be the in that booth, but that's that booth where all the Noxian nobles stay, and she's currently sitting nearby where him um what was his name? Sorry, where Zoran and a couple of others are.
Hmm.
Um, from the description and from their conduct, you can assume that this is that you're a bad guy, a person.
Okay.
She is currently being attended to by someone wearing a naval uniform from the Noxian Navy who's trying to he's doing his best trying to stop her from throwing bottles at the contestants that she doesn't like, but he's not very successful.
Damn. Right?
Um, but you've laid eyes on her. And you do watch as after a while she does leave the her seat to go get snacks or something.
Hmm.
I'll follow behind her.
Okay.
I want snacks too.
Yeah.
You're both going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Simon hasn't eaten anything today, so he probably should.
Alright.
So just to make sure I got the description for You're a Bad Guy right, they are a red-headed, tan-skinned woman with a peg leg.
Yes.
Got it.
They are also sporting a eye patch.
Eye patch with the cross and bones on it.
No, the eye patch doesn't have a skull and crossbones on it. That'd be too obvious. Like what person who's doing illegal piratery would wear a, a Jolly Roger on their face?
Totally not a pirate, I swear.
What was she doing with Zorn and them?
She was just currently she was just sitting in in that place.
Okay.
So you guys follow behind her. Or she goes up to one of the vendors who's hold on, I have to pull up.
Mhm.
Alright, so it's Hawashwi Hawashi bread. It's like it's like a flatbread or pita bread that's stuffed with different flavored meat meats.
Mm. Okay.
Um, there's a vendor that's selling like them because it's a convenient food for the stadium. You know, you can just walk around with it. It's wrapped in butcher paper.
They have a vegetarian option.
They do have a vegetarian option. It's filled with beans and several kinds of peppers and mixed vegetables.
Mm.
Uh, so he orders like 10 of them, and you think, oh, she's bringing some back for the people she's sitting by, and she proceeds to like eat one in like 2 or 3 bites, and like just starts smashing on the second one. She's not sharing these. These are all for her. And she goes over to the wine merchant and buys like a whole barrel of wine, like a whole barrel, and just is having her attendant carry it for her. Like as you guys are eating your food, it costs like 5 coppers.
Okay.
Go ahead and mark that. And are you guys gonna keep following her?
Um.
I don't got nothing else
Mm,
to talk to Kave Soma yet.
I'll. Simon will basically whisper down to Adarpi while you talk to Kave. I'll basically figure out where she lives. I'll follow her home after. the tournament today.
I'm gonna send Bennu with you to at least stay overhead. So if you need me, I can at least know.
All right.
So I'll relay that to Bennu so that he stays out of sight, but somewhere in the sky.
Okay.
Oh, nope.
In the middle of the crowded hallway, you whip out your armored dress suit again.
That's not what I wanted to do. It was an accident. I meant to close it up, and instead I was like, all right, you know what? People need to die right now.
You said it's 5 copper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which reminds me, you still have all the loot from the assassin.
Oh. You said you already...
Oh, Keontae,
Yes.
question. From the Rhino, hyenas, did Simon acquire any blood crystals?
Yes. The hyenas give you 5 hyenas with net you. Well, it was only 4, so you would get 1 small blood crystal from the hyenas and 1 medium-sized blood crystal from the rhino.
Okay.
Is that high?
So you had, from what you got a sickle, a light crossbow, boots of speed, hide armor, marvelous pigment, and 15 crossbow bolts, as well as 116 silver.
Did you already put the silver in here?
Yes, it's part of your silver total.
Oh, you already... Okay. You already put it in.
So do that with what you will with that.
Okay. What is hide armor?
It's armor made out of leather and like animal hides. Not necessarily tanned leather, but like it's if you were to take like the pelt and furs of animals and
Thank you. I
yeah.
can't have that, so I'd probably give that to someone. Who
That's
healed us?
actually well, that would actually be the kind of armor that you would be able to wear since you're
It's
not.
their armor.
Hmm?
I can. It says I can't wear metal or leather.
You can't wear metal armor. You can wear leather armor. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to wear any armor in the game, and you would have armor proficiency for no reason. So you can wear leather armor. You just can't wear. Well, you most druids don't wear metal armor or use metal weapons.
Hey, but isn't it kind of odd if I'm a cow, a bull? Like, how does that work?
Not. That's up to you. You aren't a cow. You're just a person who has the features of a cow.
How does it look?
It's bleached white armor. It seems to be made from some kind of animal that you don't know about. It's very warm. Like if you try it on, it's kind of warm. It's kind of small for you, but it can be adjusted to fit someone your size. Out of game, it's made out of seal. It's made out of seal leather and seal furs. So what I'll do, I'll update it. Mm,
So I'll have to go and find someone who can fit it for me.
yeah,
Would I wear this over my clothes or under?
that's up to you. It's you can wear it under, over, or as clothes.
Uh, I'll, uh, if I noticed earlier that day, I would have already had it.
Because right now you're not wearing any armor.
Well, it's tight, so I wouldn't have any on anyway because I
Yeah,
would have known.
you'd have to
So
find someone to adjust it. You might have some friends that can adjust it for you, but right now it takes a while for it to be done. All right.
I'll go back and look for well, go back to talk to Kabe Suma.
All right. Dorothy, as I live and breathe. Although we were just sitting next to each other before you left out. Oh, how are you doing? We've just been sitting here. We haven't talked.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to talk to you. Um, I want to tell him as much as I can about my sister, about my situation, but I don't know if this would distract him from the match. And I don't want to be a distraction.
Um, Ave Suma is the kind of person in that if you're talking to him, he's giving you his full undivided attention, and so he's like turned turned his whole body facing towards you to be a part of this conversation.
Um, so I'll tell him about the kind of the situation with my sister and ask for his permission to travel to the city over to talk to this priest. And I would be glad if he was able to come with me and whoever else said they were going to come with me. I think it was Nissa. Um,
Mhm.
there and you know come back. I won't say anything about everything else though. I'll only talk about the situation with my sister.
Well, sadly, I'm on travel ban right now. Well, the governor has seen fit to prevent me from leaving the city during the time of the festival.
Travel ban? Why?
That's something you'd have to ask the governor, and my cousin might also know something or other about it.
Which one's your cousin?
The city lord, Darius.
Do I know who Darius is? Why do I not? Why can't I?
Um,
I can't.
you you've seen him, but he's not one of those people that that stands out. You feel like if he wasn't the city lord, no one would ever really he notice him. But he he always wears nondescript clothing. And, he's an Oni like Kave Shuma, but he's a blue horn Oni, I think. While Kave Shuma's a red horn Oni. No, opposite. He's red horn, Kave's a blue horn Oni. But he's also half elf, half shadow elf. His mother was actually from Nox, which is which people in the city suspect is why he got named City Lord over his older cousin Kave, who's a full-blooded Oni.
because of the elf.
Yeah,
And,
because he's half Noxian.
oh, okay. Sorry, I'm typing.
I'm posting a picture of him.
How will they know if he leaves the city?
You don't know.
Where's his cousin now?
If you're looking for him, he's over there. There, like he points him out. It's a gray skin and Oni with these bright red horns. Is they're a little shorter than most. Who's these bright red eyes and a very pronounced lips. Um, he's wearing like he's wearing like a mix of Noxian and local attire. It looked like you think normally this kind of outfit probably wouldn't work, but the way that he the way that he wears it, it kind of matches is him as someone who was born between two worlds. He looks like it. Um, he's definitely not as tall as Kave Shuma from what you can tell. And he's currently talking with a couple of other government officials in the booth that's next to the one where the gods are. Speaking of the gods, not all of them are there. Currently, it's just Rubedo, Rubedo and Rubedo, Genryujin, and why can't I remember the guy's name? Guy
I
or Betray.
um, Jin Ryujin.
Mm-mm.
Is that my family?
What are you trying to remember, Keontae?
All right, so it's Iosis, um, Guy Betray, and Genryujin are the gods that are currently here.
Okay.
Z Xanthosis and Lady E Betray are not here.
Iosis, Jin Ryujin, Dai, the Betray.
Guy Betray.
Um, yeah. So Jin Ryujin, that's my family.
Yes.
Okay. Um, I'll go over there and greet him. What would I call him?
Well, you wouldn't be able to get to where the gods are.
No,
They
I that
you
little
could
area kind of
yeah. They're
wave it and see if he fans me over.
I mean, you can go over there. You can attempt to convince the guards to let you in, but
Um,
whether these gods would actually meet with you, that's up to chance.
that's fine. I'll probably see it again. I'll figure it out.
Don't get smoked now.
What? Someone's at the door trying to speak to me? Divine lightning.
I should have known. If you want to speak to me, you pray.
Alright. Um. Meanwhile, with the crew over at the bakery. We gotta say, Ecall. Oh, um, is Dobat over at the bakery right now, or is he at the stadium?
I'm not hearing anything from Steven.
Oh, that's seeming.
Keontae, I went first.
What?
Basuma said that he couldn't go with us, but would he grant me permission to use the thing?
Um, um, yes, he will grant you permission.
Okay. I'll see if I can get it in writing so that I don't have to interrupt the rest of his game or the match.
I'll put papaya with there. I'm assuming this is during the morning before the match.
Yeah. What happens if I... That's not a map for the bakery?
You haven't assigned one yet.
True. I'm sure we can find something in all the maps that we got.
You know, the weird thing about Steven's thing is it's not that it says that he's muted, but rather that he's deafened.
So he cannot hear nor or speak to us
Unless he's watching the live stream.
unless he's watching the live stream. Alright. Then what's Picard doing?
I can't hear you, sir.
You probably would have went to watch their fights and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Moving you to... Yeah. Alright. Uh, what would you be...
Hmm?
Oh. What would you do while you're there? Would you just sit and watch, or would you try and communicate with some of the
Um,
nobles and whatnot around you?
I mean, she'd watch, and I mean, what else do they have there?
Well, it's mostly just people watching these matches, is talking about them, talking about what they're going to do afterwards. Some people betting. If you want to bet on a match, you can do that.
They have stands and stuff around, or are those not permitted here?
They have what?
Like stands.
Though it's just the regular seating and then the boxes.
No, like,
Session.
there you go.
Oh yeah, there are people who are selling street foods and whatnot, but uh, up by where you guys are, there are also professional chefs that work for different noble families that are providing catering to the boxes that their noble families have purchased. You guys have the blue rat folk chef. who like works for the family that invited you guys to here. Here, you've seen him come up and down a couple of times. He's probably about 4 feet tall, blue fur, or a very he has a very kind look in his eyes at first, but whenever someone says something he uh, that he made a mistake on the food or that something or says something bad about the food, his eyes narrow to this like dangerous looking slit. But he says but he responds in the most professional and kindly way possible. It seems someone told him about his tirade that he had yesterday was kind of unprofessional, but no, he's not gonna change it a day.
Well, I'm gonna avoid him.
Are you gonna go hide in the bathroom again?
No, but I'll go down to the street concessions and see what some of the regular people have going on down there.
Like a lot of it is there's a lot of stuff that's kind of showy. There's some stuff that's like that smells really good, but when you actually eh, like get close, you see that they're not giving that much of it away. It's mostly just really well seasoned and flavorful meat with flatbreads. And they're giving you a lot more bread than they're giving you meat, so to speak. So they're trying to save on their end. Like you see this one shawarma stand where they're they're people are oohing and eyeing because they're able to cut the meat so very thin, but they're not realizing that that thin like those large sections of thin meat only look like a lot of food.
Okay.
Most of them are like 2 to 5 coppers per food item. So if you wanted to buy anything, I think that's up to you.
Um, how late in the day is it?
It's still early morning at this point.
She'll grab a little snack,
Hmm.
maybe a drink,
Alright, we spend about.
something a little cooler.
Let's say you spend like 3 coppers worth to get a snack and a drink.
Okay.
Um, as you're going around, um, do you feel like someone's following you?
Oh my god.
He was just trying to have a nice day.
Are you going to take evasive action? Are you going to lead them somewhere dark and shady, or are you just going to head back to your seat?
Do I notice him?
You get a feeling that they're following you. It's something you pick up, just barely pick up with your passive perception.
Okay.
If you want to give me an active roll, we can see. We can.
Um,
You can see if you can try and spot them out.
I don't want them seeing me notice them though. I'm gonna try to stealth and lose them.
Alright, you're gonna try and lose them. Roll a stealth.
Yep. Oh, nope, that didn't work.
Alright. Um, as you're trying to slip into the crowd, so you trip over the like a basket which breaks the side of it, and these large metal spears bounce on the stone ground. They just make this loud doing 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 noise.
Cool. Love that for
Hey,
myself.
hey, my metal spears! What are you doing?
I was some.
Sorry, my bad. I got a little ahead of myself trying to jump in front of the crowd.
Ah, you break your bye.
They ain't broken, are they?
Like he looks down and he picks up a couple, looks at them. This one is scratched.
Scratch.
5
Not the wolf.
coppers.
Wait. Repeat that?
It's scratched.
What was
5
wrong with it?
coppers.
No, what's wrong with it?
It's scratched.
It's scratched.
Yeah. Like there are these painted metal balls.
Hey, no man.
Do I know what these painted metal balls are for?
They seem to be like souvenirs. He seems to have like different. He seems to like paint different people's faces on them. Sometimes he'll paint them to look like a certain fighter that's popular that day. He'll paint them to look like people who want to get their images on them, but they all have like this layer of white paint on them.
Do I know what they're for?
They're basically just art pieces.
How much is the whole thing usually worth? Like, do I know roughly what their worth might be?
Um, Judging by this, give me a perception.
Ooh, nat 20.
Judging
Or was that a
by
second ago?
Judging by the sound and pitch of the balls hitting the ground, they are made most likely of a very poor copper that's been painted. It, um, they, they're the paint used is probably the not worth that much. Like these are probably not even worth like 3 or 4 copper in terms of like they might be worth it for the copper that they're made out of, except that it's like it'd be a lot of work to get any usable copper out of this.
As an art piece.
Akari's gonna cross her arms and give the guy a look. Like she's smelling his BS right now.
Look, I'll give you a portrait for free. I'll make you look beautiful. That you have to use. It has to be on this scratched one.
Wait, what is he offering?
It's essentially you still buy the 5 copper ball, but he will put your portrait on it for free.
3 copper.
Fine. 3 copper. I'll put your portrait on it. And just sit here for the next 2 hours.
2 hours?
You signed up.
Nah.
He's painting a portrait. That's how it's gonna go.
You know, I thought he was just gonna scribble on something here. You know, I didn't think he was actually gonna paint an entire portrait.
Nah, it like has mandalas and everything on it.
It has what?
Mandalas. Hold on.
Look, how about I pay you 2 copper just for the ball? You don't gotta paint it. And there ain't gotta be no more issue.
Fine. You now have a 2-pound metal spear that's
Oh, I can
hollow.
launch it at somebody.
Yes, it is
My new
viable target
powerful
for a
weapon.
catapult spell.
That's it. It sounds like it's a ball bearing almost.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's just a large ball bearing. It's not worth anything. It's just something this is his craft. He paints these intricate designs and portraits on these spheres and sells them to people. But he's probably like one of 50 people doing this.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, while you're negotiating this, you feel a hand rest on your shoulder.
I recommend you remove that hand before I set it on fire.
Well, I wouldn't want to be injured, but I thought it was important that we spoke. Are you gonna turn and look at them?
Yeah.
It's that Zot's individual that you saw at the wedding.
Who?
The Zot's that's individual.
Oh, that one.
Mhm. I'm sorry we didn't get to speak earlier, but it didn't seem like the right time and place as you and your friends were preoccupied.
So what is it you need?
Well, I see that you've made quite a name for yourself, and
Somehow.
I wanted to know if you have found anyone else like us in the city.
In this city? No.
Then it's as I feared. If the storm, the storm caused flash flooding all throughout the region. We've a lot of villages have been displaced, mines included, and I was hoping that you knew where everyone was meeting up at.
Wait, is he talking about a different colony?
Um, he does. He doesn't seem to be familiar to you, but yeah, yeah, potentially. So he seems to be from a different village that's near to by.
Um, no. I'm not aware. I'm not from here. I'm not from any of the colonies here.
Oh, I, I, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to assume. Um, we're- our people are so scattered. It was.
Yeah.
It's
No,
hard.
it's fine.
I, I was just afraid that they had been taken with all the contracts and Diamond Clan going around.
Well, I didn't even know there were other colonies out here. Hold on one second. Zyla, Zyla, get in here. Kennel.
Jeez.
Lay your ass down. No, I didn't even know there were other colonies out here. You're the first one I've seen in, over a year now or so.
Please tell me where exactly are you from? We can go somewhere private if if that's too sensitive information.
It would probably be better. Kind of taking up this person's storefront. Just gonna look back at the metal ball guy.
Like he's just looking up at the two of you from his seat. It's like he's somewhat gone back to painting the person he was painting before, but he's kind of if like doing this kind of impatient looking motion. Yes, yes. This way. He'll lead you to one of the kitchens.
Okay.
Don't worry, I work as kitchen staff for my lady. You've met her. You cooked for the wedding, but what I've been trying to, but I've been, so to speak, on the hunt for my village. We had some. There were some whispers that came into the village via a traveling merchant. They said they had come across several other hidden colonies like ours, not necessarily Zots, but other hidden colonies, and we and they mentioned that there was a threat from the Diamond Clan, and that was coming. They were gathering up all the other clans to do something.
What clans?
The oh, I'm sorry, the Drow clans. Um, has your village had interactions with them?
Very few. My colony's kind of located in the middle of nowhere. We didn't have many people
Then
come across us.
and hopefully your colony is safe. Um, the Drow have been slowly getting taken over by the Diamond Clan. Back
Do you
in the
think they're the ones that took your people?
well, oh, I don't know. After the storm washed away a lot of the lower catacombs of the region, and we were sort of forced to leave our colony. Our colony was situated not far from here beneath the sands in a very nice spacious cavern, and but the water sort of washed away a lot of things. When I managed to make it back to the colony, it was empty, and I just went in search. And after traveling through the tunnels for about half a year, I managed to come up here in the city.
Yeah, I haven't seen any other people, but I can look around.
Uh, you, sorry, I forgot that I asked you where your colony was from.
You did. You'd already asked.
Yes, well, I forgot to receive an answer, unless that's too much to ask.
gonna perception that.
Perception
It'd be more
or
insight.
Or insight,
insight?
my bad.
Alright, go ahead. Alright. From what you can tell, well, he seems a bit nervous speaking with you. Ooh, you're not sure if it's from just your general status as someone who's friendly to his boss, or if it's something to do with your general presence and demeanor. There, he seems to be a lot more withdrawn.
They're located pretty far from here. I traveled a great distance.
Okay.
That's all she says. She just kind of watches him.
Like he nods. Okay. Um. Okay. Well, if you come across more people like us, just come find me. Be out in, I work at the manor, here in the kitchens, under Chef Remy.
And what's your name so I can tell them they'll know I'm a friend?
You can call me E. Denari.
Okay. I'll see what I can find. But that Picari's just gonna leave.
That rat folk chef cuts you off as you're heading out. Aha! It is you.
It is me! What? What do you want?
You are the one that has been named the best in the West. I should be the best in the West.
She just looks bored.
I have worked my entire life in training in all forms of culinary expertise. I trained in Knox, in the best. I trained in Tianxia. I trained in all the way from the southern reaches of, of Katalu to the northern frosty tundras. I trained under master chefs who have more talent in their pinky toe than you do, little girl.
We're in the kitchen, right?
Yes.
She's gonna look over his shoulder and kind of like motion her head. You're burning your lamb.
I'm burning my. Ah! This is not over. I said medium.
She just walks out while he's
Medium.
talking.
Just given his 5-page resume, yeah, you're kind of burning your meat there, bud.
Yes, Chef
Just-
Remy. This is not the last you have heard from me, the Chef Remy.
Why do I have so many stressful people in my life?
Alright. Then let's go up to where would Dobat be right about now?
He would actually be trying to find either Mana or Nobody, but since the tournament's begun, he'd probably find Mana.
Okay. Then
We can talk before I go and meet up with my friends.
Yeah, if that's okay.
yeah.
Mana, do you have a moment?
Certainly.
I have a question I'm curious if you know of a particular name. Amon. Does the name sound familiar?
Um, it's somewhat, but not something that I've heard recently.
Well, I've come to meet him. So I was a bit more curious about him, what was known, before I go about with what he was suggesting.
Well, I don't know much. Just that he's somebody of note in the past, but I don't have any modern records of him.
Oh, shit.
Um,
I can't. And out of game,
he
I'm
was after
assuming. Hmm?
he was after my time, if that
Ah,
helps.
ah. Out of game, I assume Dobak couldn't really find anything from scrounging in the libraries before.
Not on this continent. He was more prevalent on Katalu.
Yeah, no problem. I think in the rest of the world.
What
Anyway,
did he seek from you?
a partnership of sorts. Well, let me explain. When I fell asleep last night, I was gonna head to the crypt. Okay, actually, before he says that, we're talking alone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he goes, I was headed to the crypt to give Layla her choice with the puzzle box.
Found it. And he approached you at the crypt?
No, I didn't make it to the crypt at first. I found the Apocrypha.
That is something you would know about, though. The Apocrypha.
Hmm.
I tried to take myself to the crypt and woke myself up in one of the best libraries in the world, though not fully there. Surprising one of the Kobold librarians. But no, that's where I met him.
So
Hmm?
this being Amon has taken residence in the Great Library.
Yes, so it seems. Which tracks based on what he wanted. He wanted a partnership of sorts, akin to the Warlock. He offered me a blade. I am his. From the sounds of it, I am basically his eyes and ears to the outside world.
And does his offer align with your short-term ambitions?
Well, I wish to gain power, yes, but let's you and I both be real. I go. I was planning to work on it one way or the other, but to be meet a being like him, and him just offer it.
Well, answer me this: is his offer that different from Layla's?
Technically, yes. With Layla, I would have made her. I would have made her my patron, or yeah, made her my patron through proxy of the warlock stuff being hers. If I take his deal, it's a different being I'd be tethered to entirely. One who we
I,
know nothing about.
but either way, you're promising in yourself to carry out the will of another being, a being that has power that you seek.
Touche. It's more of this time I merely wish to know more before I would bind myself. We have known some of us studied with Layla for a year, so I've come to know a decent amount about her. While I don't know her whole story, some of that story has probably unfortunately been lost to the sands of time. As for
I
Amon, I was hoping to find a bit more about him, but suffice to say, I have found next to nothing.
Well, if you've been to the Apocrypha, then you should know. Well, most things aren't truly lost. It's just
Touche,
knowing how to find them.
touche, but you get the turn of phrase. Most of Layla's history would be relatively hard to come by, even for someone like myself, especially in this state. In fact, at current, I lack the ability to actually improve myself because I do not have any crystals and have no way to really obtain them. Well, actually, no, I have a couple crystals, but I have no way to use these as I look at the curse, as I show the curse mark, as I do not possess enough combat prowess.
Are you certain that you don't possess the combat prowess, and not that you simply need assistance in covering your weaknesses?
Bit of both. My skill set is more of the supporter. I help empower the rest of those to fight, as
But
well
now
as
you
help with little things off to the side.
and now you seek to also fight just as well.
Yes, the skirmishes we have been in have taught me that while a supporter is good, that supporter must also be able to carry their own weight and fight. Lest we forget what just happened with Nissa.
But Nissa was a extreme case. Nissa was thrown into a battle that she did not have the support to win.
And what's to say that I won't eventually find myself in such a similar situation?
Ah,
We have plans to go to visit a tomb. Tombs are known to have various sorts of traps and tricks.
but take care not to spread yourself too thin.
I'm aware. The thing is, from the limited amount I know of the Warlock, it wouldn't change me too terribly much. It would more augment me to be able to fight a bit better.
I think you need to consider the, the toll you're willing to pay. If, if what you seek is the power to conquer your foes and to protect yourself and those around you, then take his deal. For I doubt anybody that you care about will ever be on his target list if he should ever call you to act in his name. However, in seeking that power, you may also be thrown against foes that you would have not otherwise fought, and you may be in disadvantageous situations when that occurs.
While true, I still feel like at least giving me the chance to be able to fight is better than having virtually no chance at all. I have a grand total of one spell that can even do any amount of harm, and I am still very, very new to it.
Well,
And conversely, I am probably one of the worst with a blade.
well, if that's all that you wanted to fix, you could have just come to me.
While true, I also still seek to improve myself on my own paths. Not to mention, as he pulls out the inheritance, I have this. It feels like it would be a waste to just sell it outright. So, even despite part of this being of no use to me or most likely anyone of current, I'd still like to try and take use of some of the inheritance.
Go lay down.
If that is your wish, as long as this path does not bring you into conflict with us,
Hmm,
your life and your soul are yours for us to wield as you wish.
fair enough. Um, of course, I still need crystals, but I was given a task to potentially go deal with some husks, but it looks like everyone seems to be busy nowadays. Simon and Nobody are part of the arena. Darky's doing her own little shops. Or no, swapping that. Bakari's doing her own little shops. Darpy and Nissa are probably going to be hopping to another city if they can get permission. And you've got a whole new extra life to deal with.
maybe so. But if you're all worried about missing this opportunity, and you truly do not wish to find something more accessible to the rest of us, just, then why don't you simply hire some mercenaries?
I could, and I thought about that, but I also thought I'd try to offer it at least to anyone else. But looking at the current situation of things, there would be no one left over to work with.
I am wondering, if you're seeking to go and complete this task so diligently. I didn't think you were that strapped for cash.
It's not cash I'm after. Well, partially. To level, of course, soul stones are a bit expensive. Even the smaller ones are a bit pricey for me. If I were to deal with this husk situation, I would also potentially be able to get some blood crystals.
I see.
The problem is I don't trust. I could probably go alone and do it, but even the lady giving me the offer said, "Don't go alone. You'll end up surrounded."
Well, if you'd like, instead of that task, you can come assist me with a task.
What's your task?
Well, oh, I figured this festival is as good a time as any to go fishing.
Doba just kind of gives you a weird look. Fishing for...
If you're worried that it's not something significant, I can assure you. We're going after some pretty big prey.
Light bulb clicks. That's what I... To be fair, I didn't know which way you meant the term fishing.
What did you think I meant?
He kind of looks in the general direction of where the docks would be. We're in a port town. What do you think?
We really need to get to know each other better.
We do, so I think I'll take you up on your offer. After all, I already work for you in one capacity. Why not a second?
Indeed. And I'm certain that I have just the person who can draw them out. So, you ready to see me throw a dead man's life away?
I mean, I guess.
Meet me after the final round of the tournament.
Very well. Okay. How about how long would that be?
The final round of the tournament is the last day of this week.
Oh, I meant like the end of like today.
Oh, okay. Okay, so about how long would I have before then?
That's a few hours from now.
Yeah.
Because this is before Seth's match.
Okay. Well, then I would like... No, I'll do it later. I'll give Dobat some time to think.
Alright.
I was going to say I'll go to the Apocrypha, but I'll give Dobat time to think over again.
I mean, shit, if you're gonna think about it, make a choice at any point, now might be the time.
Yeah. Are we still at the place with the tent?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is before I would have left out.
Okay. Then as you leave, Dobat will run into the tent. And he will attempt to let his mind... He'll go into like a meditative stance. And try to let his mind go back to the Apocrypha.
Okay. While you're doing this, Nessa, what are you doing babysitting?
I'm gonna AFK for a minute.
So, first things first. What did what kind of things did did you want me to teach him?
Oh, the main goal first off is notice is perception, noticing things. Basically, being able to pick out like which people in the crowd are actually being suspicious versus just thinking like, oh, there's a poor person over there who looks a little sad. That person's clearly trying to steal something. I want I want him to try to learn, people are people.
Do you want me to teach him how to haggle?
Oh, if you can, by all means. But if but a key thing I do want him to know how to do is to build relationships. And I think him being able to recognize the type of people around him would go a long way into that.
Well, I'm going to try to teach him how to move through the crowd without bringing attention to himself, and I guess how to haggle.
Alright, give me a 2. I need an intelligence and a wisdom check.
I believe in Nissa. Ooh.
So, 20 on the intelligence check.
Alright.
Ooh.
Ooh. Not so good on the wisdom check, though.
Alright,
I don't
so
suppose he has a hero point.
currently no.
And it goes silent.
Maybe that's a good sign. Maybe it means you do have one.
Alright, so alright. You teach him him how to do these things, but you fail to instill in him of when and where. So you're you're are you teaching him like in the house? Or are you giving him live training? That's the big question.
Live training?
Alright, so you guys are walking around the bazaar, and you're like, alright, so this is how you haggle someone for things, but there are certain things. It's like, got it. And he goes up to a merchant it, who's selling like these rugs, like these hand and
Is he
woven
gonna come
rugs,
back with like 3 or 4 rugs?
and like he offers a ludicrously high amount of money for the rugs. The guy he laughs at him. He kicks the guy in the shin, takes one of the rugs, and runs over to you. Is that how I'm supposed to do it?
No. No, nope, no. That is not how you're supposed to do it.
Stop him, thief!
Don't, not thief. Here, you can have the rug back. I'm trying to teach him common sense, and it's not going very well. I'm sorry.
Give me a how do you want to play this? Are you trying to deceive him?
No, I'm pretty much telling him the truth. I'm trying to. I just failed at teaching him the common sense part.
Give him Give me a persuasion.
So diplomacy. Oh no, there is persuasion, isn't there? Yes, there is persuasion. Yes, there we go.
I'm so glad I had you do this because I might have caused an international incident.
Who knows? I may have caused an international incident here as well.
But yeah, but you can't choke slam somebody into a building.
12.
Huh. More like training them to be a thief. New kids in this city are all alike. Nothing but dirty little rats.
If I was teaching him to be a thief, I wouldn't have given you back your
he
rug.
spits on the ground, picks up the rug, dusts it off, and heads back to his spot in the bazaar.
You still have to pay for this stuff.
It didn't work. You're a bad teacher.
You still have to pay for it.
You said that if I'm sneaky enough, I can get away with anything.
I meant moving through the crowd, not when.
Well,
bartering.
I wanted the rug, and I was sneaky. I distracted him with the kick, and then took the rug while he wasn't looking.
Yeah, well, a kick's not gonna do it. If you really want to do it, you have to make sure they aren't looking at you, so that you can make a getaway. You can't be seen at all by them.
Like, he goes into a coughing fit. Like, he pulls out his handkerchief and wipes the little bit of blood away. I don't think I'm cut out for this.
No, I don't think you are.
Well, you should have known that you're a terrible tutor. I don't know why my dad hired you. You're not even that much older than I am.
Because he wanted you to learn some skills, and you obviously are too, how should I put it?
I can't hear you.
Don't spare his feelings, just rib it into him.
You're kind of a stubborn brat. Possibly spoiled as well.
See, those are the kinds of words that gets people like you put under a contract.
Ah! Beat him. Beat his ass. That was racist.
Yeah,
or classist. I don't know what you call it. But some kind of ism.
He's about to get himself punched out over here.
That's something that you say when you want to get yourself killed.
He clearly wants the taste smacked out of his mouth.
Do you know where you are, motherfucker?
He better learn.
Yeah, if he keeps running his mouth, we may be walking into a dark alleyway here.
So let me teach you how mugging works first.
Let me show you how much more I know than you. I'll follow your lead. Walks down dark alley, gets shit beat out of him.
Alright.
So you really going that route? You're sure trying to talk big for someone who is so small.
My mom said that once I get better, I'll get much bigger. I'll be twice as big as Dad, even.
His mama ain't here. Where's
Yeah,
she at?
your mom's kind of not around anymore.
You know what? We're going home. And he starts walking back in the direction of the bread shop.
Okay.
Oh, they said Rome
Yep. I
wasn't built
think
in
I
a day.
think the fee of being his tutor is going up more and more by the minute.
Hey, I already paid you for this level of behavior.
Hey, forewarning that cost.
So is anyone watching us
Triple that.
aside from that probably shop owner?
A couple of guards are keeping their eyes on y'all, but for the most part, you guys make it back to the bread shop unaccosted. Alright. With that, I think we'll go ahead and end off for this week. We'll pick up next time with nobody's battle in the arena, and we'll finish off this day and move on to the next day.
Mm.
So far, there's only 8 people heading to the third round.
Really?
Yes,
I thought there would be more than that. But
it went from 32 to down to 8. Apparently, this round, according to the dice, this round was harder in than what I anticipated. Which I guess it makes sense if you're not prepared to defend a random, like a random civilian who has like 6 hit points from a pack of wild animals. I don't think most people are going to be able to succeed at that by themselves. The success rate is much higher for the group battles, but that's to be expected.
hmm. Huh. I wonder what the next round will be.
Survive a kaiju for 10 minutes.
Damn, the hell did I do?
You won.
Yeah.
They have to pay
Yeah, they
survivors.
probably will put you up with something that where you're not supposed to survive, so that way they don't have any winners, so they can take all the winnings.
This isn't the D&D movie.
Is that what happened in the D&D movie? I haven't seen it yet.
Not
Eh.
really.
No, it's a plot point, but it's like a background plot point. It's not something that really is. It's just something that's there to set up the stakes for a part of the movie that's all in all not as consequential to the plot as you would think.
Oh, well, just give away everything, I guess.
Well,
He didn't.
you won't know until you watch it. It's available on Amazon, and if you have Amazon,
Is it
Yep.
available for free on Amazon?
if you
Yep.
have Amazon, yes.
If you have Amazon Prime?
Mhm.
Yep.
We are
I
not
put it on.
sponsored by the D&D movie, although that would be nice.
No, it wouldn't. I don't want Wizards money.
Oops, I didn't mean to pull Genshin up. Go back to the live stream. Uh, uh, there we go. I clicked on the Genshin button for accident, trying to switch tabs to the live stream.
Accident.
Yes. All right, everyone. Everyone, you guys, I say bye to the viewers and everyone who watches. Have a lovely day.
Bye, viewers. Have
Bye
a
to the viewer.
Bye.
Bye, viewers.
And don't
Wait, but isn't
don't
it night? So wouldn't you want them to have a lovely night?
Night viewers?
I don't know. We
And
don't.
have a good
We
night.
currently have like 4 viewers that only watch the VODs. We love our
You sure they're
four.
not?
We love our 4 or 5 viewers that may or may not be people in this game. I don't know. I don't see it. YouTube doesn't tell me that.
Well, I think at least 2 of them are.
Yeah. I go back to check notes.
But other than that, that's yeah.
Hmm.
Alright. You guys have a lovely evening. Who's maid
Bye-bye.
slaying over here?
What?
Simon. Simon.
Simon has
Great
Mage Slayer?
sorting.
Yeah.
Stop great sorting.